Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're so incredibly well. I started minimalism a little bit over 6 years ago now, and there's some things that I wish I knew before I became a minimalist. So that's why today I'm going to share with you 5 things I wish I knew before I became a minimalist. The first thing I wish I knew was that minimalism doesn't have a look. I think so often we think of minimalism as this type of architecture or way of living that has a specific look or aesthetic or feel, and that's just not true. Minimalism for everyone looks and is completely different. Simplicity in my life looks different to simplicity in your life, and that is simply because our lives look different. In this house there's only Joel and I, there's only 2 of us, whereas you might have a family or a pet or I don't know, any number of things that means that you have different stuff to the stuff that I have. And I wish when I began this journey with minimalism that I realised that minimalism didn't have a look or an aesthetic, but that simplicity is a way of life where we choose less so that we can add maximum value to the areas of our lives that matter most to us. So my first thing that I wish I knew, and I hope that you know too, is that minimalism doesn't have a look. Minimalism doesn't look the same for all of us. That's not actually minimalism, that's just everyone trying to look the same. The second thing I wish I knew was that you don't have to get rid of everything. There is no rules. You don't have to get rid of 50 gazillion notebooks that you own, or all the DVDs that you have, or all the books that you have. I don't know why I'm going for like entertainment stuff here, but this is the thread that we're on. But you don't have to get rid of everything. I went through a stage where I got rid of some stuff, some clothing items, some journals, some items that actually added value to my life. And I got rid of them because I felt a pressure or an expectation that I was now a minimalist, and so I couldn't own those things anymore. And that's just not true. Minimalism does not mean getting rid of everything. It means choosing simplicity, choosing less so that we can add maximum value to our lives where it matters most to us. The third thing I wish I knew was that you won't stop wanting things. We scroll on our phones, we look through social media, we walk past people wearing nice cute outfits, we watch TV and see an advertisement for a certain chocolate bar, I don't know, any number of things. And honestly, as a minimalist, as someone choosing simplicity, it's exactly that, we're choosing. It becomes easier to live a life of simplicity and minimalism because we're choosing to discipline ourselves, but we do still want things. I do have occasional times where I'll look at something and I know I don't need it, I know I probably won't use it or wear it, but I do still want it. And so in those times what we'll do is I'll usually think of that item, say it's a pair of shoes, and I'll sit on it for around 20 to 30 days. And if in that time, if in those 20 to 30 days I'm like, no, I still think I will use them, I still think I'll wear them, I still think that they're a worthwhile investment of my money, time and resource, then I'll usually purchase the item. But if after those 20 days I've forgotten about it, which most of the time, if I'm honest, I have, then I'll not purchase those items. There's this guy that I love, he's a writer, he said simplicity is both a discipline and an art. And so in our lives we have the opportunity to choose to discipline ourselves to live simply. So the third lesson that I wish I knew was that you won't stop wanting the latest trends, the latest stuff, but that you have the power to discipline yourself to choose to live simply. The fourth thing that I wish I knew before choosing a life of minimalism and simplicity is that cheapest is not always best. I think in our world we become so obsessed with getting the latest deal or the latest find that actually we grow this mentality that cheapest is best. I'm not gonna lie to you, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've sat with an item that I know that I would wear every day, use every day, but it's just been slightly more expensive than the cheaper option. But often we know what happens. We buy the cheapest option and actually sometimes it turns out that in 3-6 months it breaks and we have to buy another one. Whereas if we had bought the more expensive option, although initially it would have been a higher payout, we would have got to use it for longer and therefore got a better return for our money. So the fourth thing I wish I knew was cheapest is not always best. When you're living a life of minimalism and simplicity, you can afford to spend more money on items that you will use all the time, because generally you're spending less money because you're buying less stuff. And so it's okay, there is permission and there is freedom for you to spend a little extra money on those items that you know you will use all of the time. The fourth lesson I wish I knew before beginning minimalism and simplicity is that cheapest is not always best. Number 5, and I think the most important thing that I wish I knew before choosing a life of simplicity and minimalism is that simplicity and minimalism opens up so many opportunities in your life. I love living a life of simplicity and minimalism. It's something that I'm totally passionate about. Why? Because when you choose simple, when you choose minimal, it opens up time, energy, resources, money, headspace, clarity, all of these things in your life that help you to live life placing value on the things that actually matter most to you. Simple things like choosing simplicity in the home and only having furniture and items that you use means that you don't spend hours cleaning, organizing, decluttering and tidying your space all the time. And for me, that is a massive win, because the less time that I spend cleaning, tidying and organizing all of my stuff means the more time that I get to invest in things that I love and truly value, like seeing friends, going walks, investing in YouTube, going to my work and all of those beautiful things. Generally, when you choose a life of minimalism and simplicity, financially it frees you up because you're spending less money, you're investing in less things, and also therefore you're investing in the maintenance of less things. With every item we purchase, there are hidden costs that we do not see. Take, for example, a new car. The car costs a certain amount of money, but then the insurance, the fuel, the time and the energy that you take to maintain and use that car, plus the cost of the maintenance of that car, are all hidden costs that when we are thinking of purchasing a new car, we don't usually think about. And so when you're choosing minimalism, when you're choosing simplicity, when you're choosing to live intentionally, it creates so much space and so much opportunity in your life for the things that truly matter most to you. So those are 5 things that I wish I knew before I began a life of minimalism and simplicity. I hope they've been super helpful for you. Please comment down below anything that you wish you knew before choosing a life of minimalism and simplicity. It's so wonderful to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a like and please do consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!